Hello, hello. Let's talk about one of my favorite Marseille uh, decks, the Jean Noblet Tarot. This is the Jean-Claude Flornoy from, is it 2014? Yeah, 2014. Tarot of Jean Noblet. Earliest deck in the so-called Marseille style is preserved. Bibliothèque Nationale in Paris. Faithful reproduction has made it available for the first time in 350 years. But it's a quirky little deck and I love it. The Flornoy decks, I love the box because it has this extra cut here. So it kind of pulls out. I only have two Flornoy decks. The other one is the Dodal. This is from 2009. I love this little booklet. It is all in English. And it is just a very, this is the second edition, by the way. And let's see, they're unusual size and uncommon strength. Reduced dimensions of the cards make them better adapted to the hand and feel singular, intensely dynamic, and atypical graphic messages confuse the tarot log and upset the cherished ideologies. A little dramatic, but yeah. So the back is this Marseille sort of almost like a world with a cross, a sort of tessellation. And these are little tiny things. They're so tiny. I mean, here's my hands. I don't have the biggest hands in the world, but yeah. Cardstock is very thick. I mean, this is... let's look at this. So this is essentially a restored Noblet. I love its quirkiness. I love the... it seems like they were earlier Marseille. They're kind of body, you know, just kind of in your face, sort of funny. So the Batelier, this is Batelier. All these, I love how misspellings things, you know, people don't spell correctly all the time. I love the little thing there. I swear, in tarot, there's a penis everywhere. There's a phallus everywhere, just like there's a vagina everywhere. So that is very much a phallus, which is why I love this deck. It's very quirky. Look at the holes of these. These holes are very intentional. It's almost like he's going to poke it into the little the holes. Here we also have a book. It looks like with a marker. No, that's the purse. Looks like a book though, but it is the purse or the sort of satchel that you see in the Batelier. And motley colors. He's doing the sleight of hand there. He's got something in his hand. You can't quite see what it is. Entertaining. He's got the dice there. You can see there's dots on the dice. So he's got the 3 cups, which is called the shell game, where you move the cups around. Maybe that's what he had in there. He's getting ready to do it. But this little penis thing is very... Look how he's holding it. It's just there. Pesa. Love the colors, the lines, the restored lines. The book is open. Love the fabric. The folds in the fabric. Imperatrice. Not very exciting looking. She's got that weird throne with the points on it. Always it's kind of strange. Why would you make a throne like that? With these pointy things on the side of it. Empereur. He's facing this way. Normally he's facing the other way. Crossed legs. Strange hat. He's sort of looking up. There's also these scoops in the shield, which are sort of, I think it would be like a curl, like it's wavy or a scallop edge. There's also like water or land. To me, it looks like almost like the ocean going there. Here's the Pope. This is the most realized monks that we've seen in Marseille. We see more of their bodies, the lower part, and we see both of their hands. So there's the hat. There's usually a cardinal's hat, that red hat there. One is praying and one is sort of exclaiming. The Pope has the crook, the triple crown on the throne. He almost looks like he's standing up, because you can see his waist, and then below it, it's got little crosses on his gloves. Here we have the incredibly muscular legs of the man. We have the maiden and the sort of the crone or the woman. There, she's grabbing sort of his heart. She's grabbing his shoulder. He's grabbing his belt, which we see a lot in Marseille. We have a blind Cupid pointing it right at his forehead, ready to just jab him right in there. The red here is interesting, the little red. Almost, I'm not sure if it's a continuation of the wing or just why the red is there. Also, I've noticed with the flowers, things bloom, and after they bloom, usually it's just a leafy plant, right? So we have a fertile woman, and we have a woman that's no longer fertile because there's no flowers in the hair, so it conveys that. The JN, Jean Noblet, IN, it's JN. 2 horses, sassy charioteer with his hand on his hip. He's getting sassy. Pink and blue horse. Pink and yellow wheels. Multicolored. It looks like it's an extravaganza. It's like a carnival almost, with this chariot pulling through. Here's Justice, staring at you, holding that sword. It's not resting on the knee, it's actually hovering over it. You see that? So holding with strength. She has a huge headdress on. Almost looks like the headdress of Isis. L'Hermette. Let's see. Draped fabric. It's very geometric. He's not covered. He's got his hair. It's curled. And he's got a lantern. And it's just the drapery and the hands and Roue de Fortune. There's the handle there. There's also some other stick thing there. So we see these up and down. So this is it's going that you crank it this way, cranking the wheel. Roue de Fortune. It looks like Irtuna. Yeah, we get the letter sort of there. Let's see, with crown, with the donkey, the human, which the outside is evoking sort of the thrones, and then we have sort of the descent, which always reminds me of like a shuttlecock, like in badminton. The forest, she is pulling. This one you can clearly see she is pulling. Her hands are on the inside of the mouth. She is pulling it open. The hat is just like the teeth, jagged, scaly. She's not too worried. She's got it open. She's showing her force. So strength, we have force. In lieu of that, here we have the sort of Gorgon. Le pendu, the hanged man, the tongue out, the hands extended, the hair. So fat tongue, when the body bloats, the tongue comes out and gives you that La Morte, king, a woman. We get no bones or hands that have been severed. I love this death figure. It's cute. I mean, it doesn't look scary. It's titled, it's La Morte. Look at the arm. That looks almost like a column with the quatrefoil, and then he's got gloves on, and he's got a little toupee, and, little loincloth, it looks like. He's even got, like, joints. It looks strangely cute. Look at the face. Very cute. I don't know. Something about it. It doesn't look scary at all. Temperance. It says L'Emperance. Look at those feathers on those wings. We see water and land. No feet, though. And the two vessels. The devil. What an interesting card. This card is lovely. I love the face and the belly with the eyes looking down, almost like it's asleep. We see the genitals there. We also see breasts, so hermaphroditic looking. We have like bird-clawed feet. We have like eyes that are like just staring at you. We have like a pitchfork type torch. It's not really a torch. We have the helmet with the horns. We have this very creepy looking impish person there with like the shapes. I don't know. There's a lot going on. They look like they both have vaginas and breasts. They have donkey ears. They have antlers. They have a tail. It's just looks like one of their legs is about to rot off. They have hooves, so it's really descriptive. Chained at the neck. Very low semblance to a human figure. Really, it's so interesting. Wacky card. This deck is it's entertaining. How wacky and crazy it is. This is the I like these little hot potatoes that are on the ground there. We have two people. It looks like they're almost there, but it looks like there's a river in front of the tower. They're falling into the river, which is a sort of a new motif. If that is truly water, it looks like it. We have a three-windowed tower. Top's being popped off. Looks like a crown. It's engulfed in flames coming from the sun, maybe. I've talked about this being sort of an alchemical chimney of sorts. I mean, when you think of like an explosion of chemicals or even fireworks, there's usually like multicolored sparkly things falling down, and you can kind of see that almost like it's a fireworks factory exploding. No funny little bird. Oh well. But we get the two vessels again. The woman, the face, maiden. Belly looks slightly swollen. We see the stars. There's a middle to that star, which is kind of strange. Almost like a jewel. Landscape, a hilly landscape. She's kneeling. La Lune. A simple moon card, two towers, two dogs. The crayfish looks like it's doing a ballerina dance with a fish head. And then we get the sun. The Soleil. They look like grown adults instead of children. So we have a man and woman. Woman is bare-breasted. Maybe she's a courtesan. We have a rainbow-colored bricks, Lego bricks, but they're all the colors of everything in this tarot deck, which is interesting. So it's like a rainbow wall. Also, rainbow colors coming from the sun. So it's evoking. If something's colorful, it's usually very positive, very happy. He's looking at her. She's looking at him. His arms are open for embrace, and he's kind of missed the mark. He's kind of like going beside her. She has her hand on his shoulder. There's also water here. We have green for land and water. They're sort of, the water is there whenever you see water in tarot. It's the emotions, you know, the ebb and the flow. The tide comes in, the tide goes out. Interesting in this, the wall, the land, and then the river there. Here we have the angel, supposedly Michael, the jugement. Looking, we've got the crypt that's popped open, cross-eyed angel. Some wings are strange, the colors of the wings, the two red feathers, the red background. Almost like the heavens open up, but you're not supposed to see what heaven looks like yet. Le Mans, she has a, what's up with that yellow leg? I don't know. We have halos on all the creatures, but notice the human's yellow, the bird is yellow, but the bull and the lion have a red halo. Very much Taurus, very much a sun disk, kind of an Egyptian feel to that. We got the wreath, the woman with the scepter, which is, it's got a little cross on it, so it's more like a royal scepter in this respect. She's got the cape, praying angel. And then this is my favorite card of the deck. I love the Fool in this deck because it is wacky as fools go. We have several things to note. This dog or cat is going right for the genitals. We have the glands, we have the testicle, we have bare butt. We got that going on. This is the only deck where the Fool, you can see all of his stuff. There's nothing hidden. He is not hiding anything. You can see it all. Pants are coming down. The poor cat is about to swat at his genitals. If they're red now, they're going to be red later too. His walking staff has a face and a head on it. See the nose and the mouth right there? It's also, you know, it's like a walking stick. He has bells on his belt, typical. He has a infinity sort of wrap around his knapsack. He also has bells on his sort of headdress, so he very much is sort of a jester feel. Look at his little white goatee. And his upturned eyes. The face is very delicate. The hand is there. Dressed in motley colors. But this is my favorite card of the deck. The Fool, it's out there. I mean, it's just, you can't help but like make fun of this guy. Imagine a naked homeless person walking around and there's a cat pursuing him, scratching at his genitals. I mean, it's just, I mean, you feel sorry for him, but it's kind of comical. So the suits in this deck, of course, are Marseille, and this is the order in which they came. So we got coins, batons, cups, and swords, which are usually, that's the order in which I think they're usually typically presented. So just lovely colors. Here it says Jean Noblet, TDM, Tarot de Marseille, or TDMT, Faubourg Saint-Germain. Nice colors, not too much to speak of. Crest there. Of course, we're going to get to the more interesting court cards because there's more there. But these are, look how clean and lovely these are restored. Nine. And 10 with a little X there. Valet de denier. So we got the 2 coins. He's balancing it. We got the little cross and the teeth. He's sort of holding his belt, but he's kind of pointing to his genitals with 2 fingers. Pink hair, tilted head, Lovely garment. I love the lapels. Very nice. Little skirt, little cape. Chevalier de Deniers. It's all run together. The DE looks very strange. It looks almost Latin or a Greek. Weird staff, like swirly little squiggly. Horse, colorful, clumping through with a hovering denier. Queen, the contemplating queen. That slope is kind of making me think she's going to slide right off. Look at her crown. She has sort of a Star of David there, almost, I think, on her crown. Fabric folds. She's holding the scepter. Not so much a Star of David, just kind of a starry. He's got 3 on his that you can see, just the edges. Sitting there. He is very much the emperor with the crossed legs. And he's sort of like propped up against this throne, or chair or something. It's very strange, almost like he's balanced. Not like a sure footing at all. Then we get the baton, or bastoni. Look at that flower. Beautiful flowers. It's funny, the front of these is smooth, the back is a little rough. And the way they're cut, you can tell they were cut from this side. There's a slight curve to the way they were cut. Just wanted to point that out. A little red there. 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful card, very symmetrical. Valet de Baston. Little like nodules on that baton. Doing that weird sort of Egyptian pose. That sort of, I forget where it's sort of, but it looks like he's facing, we're seeing the back of him, not the front of him, the way he's sort of, because of the way this arm is coming out. So it's his back, whereas with the Egyptians you see this like, almost like the front, the side with the feet turned. That's what it reminds me of. Sort of sizing up. He's got that pink hair going. Chevalier de Baston. Very nice. Yeah, just colorful fabric on the horse. Strange, weird designs on the sort of the metal there. This one's interesting. Why are there nipples there? This looks like genitals. Looks like genitals with the straggly hair there. Look at that. The very loose hair. A very feminine card. Look at the swirly figure there. Interesting. I love her hair. She's got it's cut here, but it's long. Sort of a modified mullet. Or maybe she's letting her bangs grow out. We don't know. Oh, there's a dot there. So we got the king. Very nice. Hat. It's not resting on the ground. That point always confuses me. He's got that zigzag front. He's sitting there with his finery. He looks very young for a king. I had to take a break. I was sneezing. It's just that time of the year. And I'm not sick. I'm just sneezing and dry air. You know how it is. It's December. here is the cups, and we have the reliquary. This one's really fancy. A lot of people say it's Three Rivers here in what I've read, but here it's green, almost like it's palm fronds, which could be, I guess you could see, maybe say this is the city of Jerusalem with and palm fronds and the religious ties to that. Giving alms. Noblet for Saint-Germain. Silly little dolphins. 3. The one thing that impresses me about this deck is the restoration. I mean, I would love to see the original, but this is it's very bold. It's very it's just a beautiful, lovely deck. And I recently found out, of course I'm like months late, a new edition of this has been released, tying it to the Kabbalah. And I think I might get it. It's a strange publisher I've never heard of, but I think the packaging looks good, I think the quality's good, and the cards are not restored as far as I can tell. So I do not have a non-restored Noblet, so that's exciting. 6, 7, 8. Look at all that. I love that. All the pattern there. 9, very symmetrical. And 10. And we don't have a covered top on this top chalice, but that's okay. No quatrefoil. We have the Valet de Coupe, covered cup, and he has like a cap in his hand. I think it's a cap. He has garter ties there. Holding it. He does have it's the geometric designs, the rectangles on this, just like we see in a lot of the other Marseille, so that carries over. He has spurs on his feet. There's a little spur there. This queen, she has it looks like a black and pink candy cane, but she's the canopy queen, the covered cup. She has a beautiful crown on. I love how the canopy just peeks over, so she is covered. Almost, throughout history, white women have shielded themselves from the sun because the sun is associated with working in the fields, toiling outside. But if you were nobility, you don't have to be in the sun. You can be inside all day, just laying around. Especially for women, pale skin, almost deathly pale skin, was considered, attractive and of upper status. Even in India, the caste system, we have the Brahmin caste system. The lighter skin is held in more regard than the darker skinned, which is very, to me, it's extremely odd. But why? Why is this there? I don't. When you look at African tribes, Africa is huge. You have the Egyptians, which are sort of Mediterranean-esque. You have the Moroccans, the Algerians. You have Ethiopians, which is almost like a medium brown. And then as you go further south, it gets darker because you're close to the equator. The skin needs more melanin to protect itself. Just human biology. He's got the rectangle disco floor going on. Just there, just sassy with his hand on the belt. Cup is resting on his knee. He's not quite making a 4 with his, but he has his leg up. And then we go to the last suit. the épée. We got the palm frond and the olive branch. Curved scimitar-esque. 3, 4, 5. Bold sword in the middle. 6, 7. I'm not gonna laugh. 8, 9, 10. Here we have the scabbard, which looks phallic to me. You got the glands there. Tilted sword. The sword itself to me is a very phallic. Remember, it's a very decisive thing. It's like a decision made. It's like an on-off, a this or that. Mainly with words, of course. That's the meaning. These little buttons there. It almost looks like it could be card sweep buttons, but they're not. He has a cod piece, which you don't see in a lot of the other figures. Chevalier. Oh, looks like an olive or a peach. He is fully suited for battle, or it's honorary regalia. The horse is rearing up, see? He is ready for battle. Kind of an aggressive card. Look at his stern face. Holding her stomach, she could be pregnant. She is a warrior queen. She is decisive. She takes no crap from anybody, especially her husband, I think. The king. The king is sort of he's always the fancy king to me because of the flourishes on the bottom of his throne. Look at his curved scabbard. That is like a dagger. That does not fit his sword. So he has a dagger as well as like a rapier, an épée. Pink hair. Looks like he's more show than anything, but he is definitely a decision maker with that sword. And he's got one in back. Look at his motley garment. His things don't match. The leg doesn't match that. The shoulder doesn't. The pauldron doesn't match that. Kind of all over the place. Like he's almost pieced together. So this is a 1650 deck. 1650. So old. It does remind me of the Budapest tarot. I did want to talk a little bit more about the history of this. That's just generic. Issuing out of this tradition is the tarot of Jean Noblet, 1650, Jean Dodal, Payen, and Convert. Piedmontese tradition is a little bit later. Great. Jean Noblet. Extremely elegant tarot resides in its age and its unusually small size. It's the oldest known tarot of the popular Marseille tradition. The only existing Noblet, preserved in the Bibliothèque Nationale in Paris, is nearly complete. Only the 6 through 10 of swords are missing. Its design, while conforming to the Marseille style, is original. Specialists and all who enjoy significant details, which I do, will find numerous features worth examining. Take, for example, the trump. The star depicts a young woman whose back resembles that of a strong man. You notice that. One of Noblet's peculiarities to give trump is usually unnamed, titled Death. The devil bears a second face on the belly, while a third pair of eyes looks out from his knees. The flames, which figure in the house of God, commonly called the tower, is anglicized in anglicized decks, rises up from a tower instead of billowing down from heavens. As for justice, see how she cheats. The bateleur holds an acorn in his right hand, but now what is that in his left? And the dice on his table. Notice how paradise is represented in trump. 29. 19. The sun while the wheel of fortune. Why wheel of Eorton instead of fortune? An anagram, perhaps? What can we say of Leporance and her small head and hands, either disproportionately small or large? Yeah, this is really quirky. Noblet belongs to a time where traditional knowledge was still being transmitted from master journeyman engraver to his apprentice. He is closer to the source than all who follow him. Jean Noblet Tarot employs the 7 symbolic colors partially derived by their traditional verse, still stung by today's compagnons du devoir: white, the tears of Maître Jacques; black, earth which bore him; red, the blood he shed; blue, the blows he suffered; yellow, perseverance; green, hope. 2 other colors join this list, light blue and flesh color. So I just wanted to mention that. It's quite beautiful. On the back it says, it lacks the 6 to 10 of swords. They've been recreated to conform the graphics of this deck after consulting contemporary designs. Which I think it's very difficult to kind of embellish those too much. One thing that I have learned at studying medieval engravings, woodblocks, so many people were illiterate. They could not read. They might be able to read or recognize a few words. They couldn't read and write, the average person. So what do? You create images with clues and things because people were visual. They could see that, oh, there's a man with sleight of hand or whatever. So they're reading pictures instead of reading text. So when you see a small detail, it's meant to be read like that, and it has importance. It's usually not by mistake. You're trying to convey information through an image when you don't have text to rely on. So just to let you know, that's just how it is. And I think that's why details matter. Details matter quite a bit, especially in, pre-1800, 1700, people they can't read. They're not literate. Not to say that, the people that were learned were, royalty, the clergy, things like that. But the average peasant, they couldn't read. There was no need to, really. They had to work. So there we go. There's my Noblet thing. But this is lovely. I am now that I've gone through this deck again, I really want the new Noblet. We'll see. Anyway, thank you so much for watching.